All right, I think this is my 12th video of or one video a day during this quarantine. So I challenged myself to do one video, and then I decided to start bringing in community members and talk to people. It makes it a little more fun than just me talking. So I have Jaimee Cox today, and she is probably one of my biggest inspirations. She is not only I know she hates this, but she is not only one of like a powerhouse businesswoman. She is athletic. She is Ironman, right?
Years ago, but yes.
Yes, an Ironman, and then an amazing runner, Boston qualifier, just fantastic. And I got to meet her through one of our mutual friends, Sam Anderall. She knew that we were going to connect immediately, and we did. And then we started running together, and we've done a race together. So now that I'm done bragging about her, she also owns 3 businesses. So she owns Cyclebar, Pure Barre, and then Stretch Lab, which will be opening soonish.
Yeah. Yep. It's ready to open at stores. We just obviously can't right now, but that's okay.
Yeah. So just add anything else about your businesses or what you're doing or what you're up to, and then we'll ask a couple questions.
Yeah. So, have the 3 franchises. 2 obviously are, running virtually right now, because they're fitness based, and it's been great to make that transition so that, our clients and our team can still feel engaged, since obviously this is a lot of how communication is happening, very digital. But yeah, we're 3 franchises, and we're owned by a big parent company. So there's 7 brands that are all related, and we chose those 3. I had been franchising Pure Barre for, I'm about to hit, I think it'll be my 8th year in August.
Wow.
Yeah. So used to own studios in the Houston area, and we lived there for 7 years, and had 2 studios there. And when we were ready to come home, opened Pure Barre. Actually, I guess, what's the date today? This weekend we would be celebrating 2 years. So was to have the 2-year party when we return. And then Cyclebar's been open since September. So Stretch Lab is ready to go. We have the team hired. We're just waiting for everybody to be healthy and feel comfortable. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I think I follow a lot of your people that are involved and your instructors, and I think everyone's really itching to get back. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. The first question is kind of, why is it so important to work out from home during this time? Like, what's the importance of it for people out there that are curious?
Yeah. Being someone that necessarily didn't love working out in my living room, I can totally relate to both ends of the spectrum. Today I'm sitting outside doing a meeting with you. It doesn't really get better than that it's 65 degrees and we still get to talk about, things that we love in the community. So, you have the option to be able to go outside, hike, run, as long as you're following the guidelines, you know what I mean? But we live in a beautiful place to do that. But no different. You could do the workout in your yard, your patio, but on those days where weather is not necessarily permitting that, I think working out in your living room, you can still get so much out of it. We've been really coming up with styles of our class that accommodate that. So you still get a powerhouse workout in 45, 50 minutes with minimal equipment. And if you do have the equipment, great. But I think it just really sets the tone for the rest of your day. And if you kind of, just make a habit of it, like you would for coming to a group fitness class if we were open, the rest of your day is so much better. And we keep hearing that. People are inspiring their kids, other family members, because they've even gotten husbands to do Pure Barre classes. It becomes kind of a family thing, and just, making the best out of a situation that's not ideal.
Perfect. Along with that, I think what you're doing is fantastic. I watch so much of what your girls are doing, especially a couple of your instructors that are my friends. Tell us a little bit how you have gotten creative. Pure Barre is a little bit different, but what I think is really cool, how you got created with Cyclebar. Let us know how you're taking your studios and bringing them to the homes.
Well, we had this crazy idea. Actually, a friend of mine who owns a Cyclebar in Colorado was like, I'm thinking about renting out my bikes. And at first I'm like, okay, I can be kind of a dreamer. And sometimes I have to think about, okay, is this actually doable. And our team was on board. And so we got everything together. Clients were on board, and we rallied the bikes in a U-Haul and dropped them off at people's homes. 15 hours of driving in 2 days. It's amazing that U-Haul doesn't go real fast. And yeah, so we ended up renting out a little over 30 bikes. And then our instructors have them at home too, so they can practice and tune into classes. And, our first trial run was classes on Instagram, and due to music licensing, we don't blame Instagram. They don't know what licenses we do or don't have. We had to switch to Zoom. So so anyone who's a member has been able to sign on, whether they have their own stationary bike, bike trainer, or one of our bikes. So we've gotten really good feedback from that. And the nice thing is then they can watch the classes back. So yeah, we go to the studio and make the best of it. And so far, I mean, it's worked well, and clients are really appreciative, and good sports through all the technical issues. So it's good.
I think that's really great. And I was just talking to someone the other day about this. This will be a huge time for a lot of businesses, including fitness world, is are you able to adapt? Because might be push a whole new world when things get back to normal. People might actually, it works better for me to do Zoom. I mean, there's so many ways to get creative, and I really commend you and your team for being creative and still promoting that fitness, because it's so good for our bodies, but for our mental. I mean, especially a lot of those moms out there, I'm like, I know that's what they need.
Yeah, I mean, they're homeschooling, it's a lot going on. And so if you make that time for yourself, and, with the recordings, they can get up as early as they need, or maybe it's after dinner, whatever works with their schedule. And I have to just give a shout out to our staff. I mean, they have adapted. Every day is changing, right? And we're following the guidelines of really only keeping 1 to 2 people in the studio at once, so that we do our part, and pick the class times that seem to work for clients and also for our team. And so it's they've been just so awesome, and I know they really miss teaching, and so it's great for them too.
Oh, I bet. So another thing what Jaimee and her team does is they really get involved with the community, whether it's you run your own little ways of fundraising or whatever. I appreciate you guys, especially Bailey. She's a rock star, volunteering at like our quarterly marathon, things like that. So you're huge about the community and giving back. But at this time, what can the community do for you and support you and your studios?
Man, gosh, I feel like we're getting so much support as it is. And just people have sent really kind messages, and I mean, we've had clients send us flowers, and just, I think the biggest thing is just, join us, come sweat with us. I think so far, we've just tried to turn a not so ideal situation into the best we can. And, it relieves a lot of stress for us to have that communication with clients, having Instagram live and having a Pure Barre class and being able to type messages to each other. And then same thing with Zoom, actually communicate. And so I guess, I just love to see people's faces in the studio when we're back, and we don't know when that date will be. I said, I'm a dreamer. We have some big ideas planned for when we reopen that could involve a lot of other businesses, and people in the community too. But, I want to help support other businesses as well. I mean, we're trying to get takeout food as much as we can. And, it's been awesome that things can be delivered to your door, and, other small businesses has been huge. So I feel like as small businesses collectively, we all have to support each other. We're all in the exact same boat. But I'm really impressed with how Coeur d'Alene has wrapped its arms around everybody. Truly.
Wow. That's great. Well, thank you so much for giving me your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully I will be in one of your classes when you guys get back.
Yeah. Front and center.
Yes. My favorite. Thanks.